today. Well, kind of another sloppy day on Wall Street. But it's Thursday, and Thursday we do our swing trade reviews, and there are lots of them that got taken out, but the ones that are still active, I wanted you to see. ADTRAN, which popped out and extended for a day or two, has met resistance and backed off a little today, off a small fraction of a few cents. But if it gets through here, I'm looking for 26, 25.5 would be the next target, followed by 30. And it still looks pretty good if it can get to the double top. Recent action is the V bottom with a right-handed extension and then the breakout. That's why I got excited about it. Up next is AMPX, which still looks like it's consolidating in this zone. And quite frankly, it looks like it has key resistance just about 1285. The volume pulling back as the stock consolidates. It's a good thing. I need to get over today's high, 1270. The next target is 15. Blue. Pull back to the trend line after we popped out and gave you a recommendation, but still like the overall structure. Key support around 5.25, and then the key resistance 7.5, 3/4. Get through that, you're looking at a potentiality in low teens. FCX, the copper producer, had already filled the gap here and came down and retested it and backed off today. So what you need to do is get through 34 with some energy, 33.90, and you're probably looking at 38 and maybe even low 40s. Long downtrend. Well, actually, it's not that low, but multi-month. 1, 2, 3 down, a long base and a breakout. But we got to get some follow through. InMD, long decline, broke out here with a breakaway gap, ran up nicely, went from almost doubled from 21 to 40 or there, about 38, and then pulled down, formed an inverse head and shoulder type pattern. It looks to me like it's headed out because the last 4 days are up, and today in particular, jumping $1.72 or 5%. But the key is going to be, can it get through the 38.75 range? If it does, likely I think 42, 43, maybe more, and then maybe 50. That's a swing trade. MGNX is as well. V bottom, pullback, retest 3 times, form a coil and breakout, little wedgie and a pop to resistance and back off. Got to get to 533, then your target's 6.75 and 8.25. Momentum exploded and has been flagging for 3-4 days. I like the look of it, especially if it takes out 815, then you're probably headed to 9.25 and 10.5, 3/4. SOBR broke out of the wedge we showed you last week, and it's sitting here for 2 days with 2 inside days in a row. You don't see that too often. Pretty quiet, but with good technicals. I suspect it's going to explode. If it gets over 4.25, you might see 6 or better. VERU is perky in here. It's forming a little mini base over the last few weeks. Let's just get this one over 13. You may be on your way to 16 or better. BRT looking good, now up for 6 days in a row after the breakout. A very good sign, taking out a double, triple top, poking its head into the gap and backing off. But the gap fill gets you to 19, 19.5. Little WVE broke out. We put a swing on it. It's back and filled a little bit in here, forming some sort of gentle, easy wedge, low volume. And so we can get a follow through on this one through 530 or thereabout, where you might see 7.5. And finally, XPEV had a bad day today after running for 2 days. Big pullback on the order of 10%, and the volume wasn't light, 32 million. So keep your eye on this one because we don't want to see much lower than where it is. The ideal scenario is it holds in there and then starts to run. The target's up around 10 for starters. That's a look at the hot stocks, the most promising looking charts at techtrader.com. Good night, everybody.